Hi, once again welcome on my YouTube channel. This is the second and last video on VAT registration process. In the very first video, I have shown how to register and get user ID and password for the login purpose along with the tax identification number, that is called TIN number, and this TIN number is required for every taxpayer for the tax purpose. If you haven't watched my last video yet, I would request to go and watch first that video and then come on this video and watch this video for the better understanding. So let's go on the computer screen and let's start. With the help of this URL, we will come on this login page, and then here we will enter registered email ID and the password. This email ID and password what we have created in the last video. So I will enter here registered email ID. And the password. Then click on login, and OTP will be received on your registered mobile number what we have entered in the last video. Now you are inside in your profile. Here two sections is showing over here. One is education journey. If you click over here, you will go and find the study material regarding VAT rules, regulation and Saudi laws. But we have to work on the first section, registered in the value added tax. So we will click on that. Now this interface is showing. This process will be completed. This is the registration process, and this will be completed into 5 steps. First instruction, then taxpayer details, then third one is financial details. This is the very important section we have to fill, and fourth is financial representative, and the fifth one is last. You have to declare all your credentials properly and then declare. In instruction and condition, we have just go through all these. We have to read, nothing else do. Then here write mark, and then we will go on step 2. Here taxpayer details. In this section all the things is pre-filled. These details regarding taxpayer, all these details coming from the last video, because in the last video we have entered all these details. So this is coming automatically, but two things we have to fill over here. One, if you are an importer, then click yes and attach some files regarding this. But if you are not importer, then click no. If you are exporter, then click yes and attach some file regarding exporter. But if you are not exporter, then click no. Now VAT eligibility commencement date. This is the date from where your business came inside tax criteria. It means you have crossed the threshold limit, the limit set by the Saudi government. You have crossed, your taxable sales crossed that limit. So from which date you have crossed, from which date you have getting in eligibility criteria, the date you have to mention. So for example, I can take 1st of Jan because I am entering in this month. So 1st of Jan you can take. Now you will go on third step. This third step is very important in this registration process. In this third step there are 4 points, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So all these 4 you have to clarify. What is first? What will be your total taxable sales value in the upcoming 12 months from now? For upcoming 12 months in the future, what will be your taxable sales? Why are you registering? Basically the government is asking why are you registering in the tax. It means your taxable sales for the upcoming 12 months, this amount is going to increase threshold limit. So there are 5 points, 5 category regarding this. But if you select this first one, less than 187,500, if you select, it means your upcoming 12 months sales is going to be less than this amount. It means you are not tax eligible. Here look, not eligible. If you select this first point, it means you are not eligible to get in tax regime. So now we will go on the second. If you select second one, this pop-up comes up, voluntary registration. It means if your upcoming 12 months turnover is going to greater than 187,500 until 375,000, it means you are voluntary registration you are doing, not compulsory. If your turnover or taxable sales between these, then it means you are not compulsorily registrable. So these first 2 points we don't have to touch because we are registering. It means we have crossed our threshold limits for the taxable sales. So the third point is very important, greater than 375,000 until 1 million. If you select this point, it comes a mandatory registration. If your business is making turnover 375,000 till 1 million, then you have to select this, and it means it is applicable upon you to register. So it is okay. But if you go beyond 1 million till 40 million, it means you are a large company or large group of taxpayer, then you are selecting. So last two, fourth point and fifth point, this is not genuinely people select this one because most of the businesses belonging in this section. So we will select on point first, and this point third one. Now we will go on the second. What was your total VAT taxable sales value for the last 12 months at the time of registration? This is also very crucial. If you make mistakes over here, government officials can ask for your documents and they will ask for auditing. So this is very important. It is asking in the last 12 months. Now you are registering in the tax. From now, last 12 months, what was your taxable sales? In the first point, what will be your taxable sales for upcoming months? But now in this section, you have to show what was your taxable sales for 12 months in the past. So in the past, your taxable sales, if you select this point, first one, it means it is okay. You are not eligible to come in tax regime. Because if you were able to come in tax regime in the past, then why didn't you get registered? Government can ask. So the best option is first one. The second also can do, because this is also not mandatory registration section. It is voluntary registration section. So first or second you can choose. In my view, first one is okay. If you select this third one, it means in the past you were eligible for the tax registration and you didn't do. So government can ask and government can penalize to you. So first one is okay in this case. Now we will come on point third. What will be your total VAT taxable expenses value in the upcoming 12 months? In the first point above, if you see, we entered the detail total taxable sales. Now we are going to enter total taxable expenses regarding upcoming 12 months. So if you select this time, you are going to get in tax regime, your taxable sales is crossing the threshold limit. It means your taxable expenses is also going to cross taxable limit. If you are selecting sales, taxable limit crossing threshold limit, then you have to also select VAT taxable expenses crossing threshold limit. And here what will be the threshold limit crossing? If you select this one, it means your taxable expenses is not more. You have to select this one, greater than or equal to 187,500. So it connects with the first point. It connects here. If you are selecting this, then you have to select this one. Then everything will be okay. Now we will come on fourth point. What was your total VAT taxable expenses value for the last 12 months at the time of registration? So this fourth point is belonging to second point. In the second point, it is asking what was your VAT taxable sales for the last 12 months. Here it is asking sales, and here it is asking expenses. What was your VAT taxable expenses for the last 12 months? So for the last 12 months, we were not eligible for the tax, so we will select first one. Now this attachment section, you have to attach. You are claiming that you are not eligible in the past. Attachments are mandatory for non-eligible taxpayers. At this time, for the last 12 months, we have entered that we were not eligible in the past. So government is asking, give me any report, give me any shahada, give me any documents that can show, that can prove you are not eligible in the past. So here, any of these we can select. So I am selecting income statement, and you have to attach one income statement file over here in the PDF format. Now close this. Now look, PDF file is attached. Now close this. Then go on for step 4. Step 4, what was financial representative detail you have to fill. But here is a case. In this section, you have to understand first. If you are a resident taxpayer, then this section is optional for you. It means if you are a Saudi, if this taxpayer is Saudi national, then he doesn't need to fill all these things. It means it is not necessary for him to fill. It is optional for him. But if the taxpayer is non-resident, it means he is expatriate or foreigner living in Saudi, doing any business and registering for the tax, then he has to fill these financial representative details. Financial representative can be any single person or can be an enterprise or a company. Financial representative especially means a person or a company who guides you in the financial matters, who will take care of your financial dealing of this company. So if you are selecting a company, then you have to fill TIN number. If you are selecting a person, individual person, then you have to select his ID. If he is a Saudi or a financial representative is Saudi, then national ID. If he is foreigner, then IGAMA. You have to click on the IGAMA or national ID, then this pop-up will come and you have to enter ID of that financial representative, not the taxpayer for whom you are registering this taxpayer. No, not that taxpayer ID, the financial representative person ID. So his ID and his date of birth as per the ID, then validate. If all the things is okay, after validation, all this section will be auto-filled. ID type, ID number, first name and surname. Then you have to enter mobile number and email ID of that financial representative. Then we will come on the step 5 at the end. After filling all the detail, now we are here at 5-point declaration. We have to declare that everything what we mentioned in the past, I mean in this registration process, everything is okay and genuine. Now click yes, and here once again, here taxpayer ID, the person for whom we are registering this taxpayer. Of course he was national of Saudi or any foreigner, no problem, but we have to select what we have selected earlier in the taxpayer section. It was the same over here. We have to select, for example, if he is not Saudi, then his national ID has a IGAMA number and his date of birth as per the IGAMA ID. Then validate and then close. All these section will be filled by his contact person name. The name will be visible over here. After finishing this, you have to submit final. Validate and then submit final. Then you will be able to receive your VAT number, and here a taxpayer several services profile will be created in your main profile, separate sections, so you can go and enjoy all these taxable services under your profile. Now this was the process, complete process for the VAT registration. I hope it was okay and you understand all this process. Thanks a lot. Now you are a registered taxpayer and it's your duty to file VAT returns every quarter on time.